Hey everybody, welcome back to Masks Cosmic. This is our ongoing game being run on the Gauntlet, where we are playing Masks New Generation in a cosmic Kirby-esque Guardians of the Galaxy type setting. Last week's episode was intense. If you haven't watched it, do watch it. We are going to pick up on a direct pick up from that because we have made our way to Domatron's home planet, which is identified only as the Rock. We are playing Lines and Veils, which is set up. We're using X cards. Some of the characters and players, or characters won't, but players might appear on off camera during this record. We've just done a little warm up, so we know what we're all trying to get out of tonight's game. And let's open up to the first scene where we see the Space Hawk above the Rock. And as our first panel opens, we pan in and look through the viewport, and we see Domatron looking down on their homeworld. How are you feeling, Domatron?
Somewhat nervous. I just want to be done with this as quickly as possible. I haven't been here since, and hopefully never will. Again, I don't think I should be here, but I need to.
Why doesn't Domatron think they should be here?
If you remember, the reason that I became the bull was because of a little secret that I actually asked to. I was a volunteer, so I'm basically a traitor. I don't know if anyone knows, but I am.
Well, let's find out as we turn the page into issue number 6, The Trial of Domatron. As the the ship makes its way down, it is almost static and lifeless down there. Things don't seem to move, but you travel with Domatron for long enough that maybe that's just how it is down there. What does it look like? What is the landscape like in terms of color and texture, Domatron?
It's all grays and maybe some brown. But if you look at my picture on the thing, you see that we actually have a physical shape with crystals coming out. So there's crystalline stuff some places. There is zero biological life. There is no plant or anything like that, or animals for that matter. There's nothing except for these species on that planet. So if you see something alive, it's one of the members. Everything else is dead rock.
So the ship is approaching and landing down near a very. It looks like a crystal growth, but it's too perfectly shaped to have been just entirely natural. It's grown out and it towers over the landscape as the ship comes down, glittering in its reflective diamond walls. When it lands and the engines disengage, rocks which are nearby sort of pulling themselves together and moving towards the vessel. One of them, its arm raises, and it's empty and hollow and full of fire, and it points at the Space Hawk. How do you react to that, Rana? And you are muted if you're talking to me, Rana.
Sorry, evasive maneuvers. Rana's just not liking the look of that and is going to start trying to avoid its point.
Okay, so the ship sways and the rock, much like Domatron, the movements are sort of 1 minute it's pointing like that, and then when you finish your maneuvers, you know the arm is pointing at you wherever you are, and now there's another 3 or 4 pointing at you as well. It looks like you are pinned.
It's really rude to point.
How is Harmony? going to react to this, and are they going to take control of the situation?
So the thing is you said pinned or pointed?
Pointed, pinned down, rather than as in you're whatever angle you turn at now, one of them is going to be able to hit you.
I mean, huh. I mean, I'm just trying to think, like, I guess... Yeah, I guess I'll try to, like, bring up... Well, I guess I'll actually turn to Domatron and say, Domatron, is this anything you're familiar with?
Is it?
Well, outsiders aren't that welcome here, right?
I mean, last time I've been here was a while ago, so I don't remember. Is this new?
They haven't. Well, maybe so. They haven't shot at you. They are just training
Pointing.
weapons on you.
Yeah. There's not there anything new on this planet. So it's probably something I know. It's just like defensive thing because they're not used to spaceships coming. So I would probably say something like, "We need to calm them."
Would you like? Well, on that, would you or Harmony like to pierce the mask?
Sure. I don't mind. I mean, but for what? Like,
Well, I think you're trying to. You said you wanted to calm them, right? So, how are you going to calm them and land safely without being shot? Is probably the first overcome.
I got a mundane, right?
Yeah.
3 minus 1. That's a 2. So I basically say, we are not your enemies. Please let us land.
They let you land. The weapons sort of they follow you down. These glowing arms as you hit or sort of touch down, and they hold there until the engines disengage.
Ooh.
Not to worry, my species is not particularly violent. We just don't like things to change.
I want
And
to
then-
correct you because every single member we've met of your species so far has been very violent. Like you're all
Everybody coughs
great
awkwardly
at
around
violence.
Domatron.
They were.
Like
Is
one thing your people seem to be
Smashy the
good at.
same thing as violence? Like maybe Smashy is just like
They
a
were mind
regular
controlled.
communicative thing in their society.
They're all mind controlled.
It's only communication when they're consensual.
So the first one that sort of came up from the and sort of put itself together. It's almost like the rocks are connected together by some sort of energy. It sort of walks towards the ramp of the Space Hawk. Is it staying up or is it coming down?
Guys, should we put the ramp down and let them board us?
Yes, if that's what they require.
Hmm.
I feel like my experience with these with Duotron's people says that if we do not, they will just make a big rock-sized hole in the side of the ship.
Right.
Yeah,
So
let's give them a door and hope they know how to use it. So let's put the ramp down so they can board.
The rock figure comes on board. You can hear it. The ship sort of rings as it clangs one by one, and yeah, as it comes on board, it looks Domatron. How do we know that one of your kind is disgusted, Domatron?
You wouldn't. Like, only from his tone of voice, maybe, but they usually would speak like very monotone. No emotions are allowed and all that.
Because they say, I am disgusted.
They would probably say, I am disgusted.
Yeah.
Something like very monotone.
Editor note in the panel.
Even more monotone than
yeah.
Domatron is.
Yes. Says, looks it up and down at you. You have changed. I am disgusted. Why are you here, Savanor?
Uh, I do not intend to stay. Do not worry. We have one of our people with us. He needs help. He needs to return to home.
We will fuse their rock. But you have brought shame to us. And you will remain here as penance for your crimes.
I cannot remain.
This was not a request.
Neither was
mean-
what I said.
Excuse me? Mr. Also a rock? Hi?
Hi.
I think we sort of cut back on the panel, and much like Domatron, this new rock lord has turned to look at you, but we don't see the movement.
Yeah, I don't think I caught your name. And I feel like Mr. Also a rock doesn't seem as personal as I would like for a greeting. I assume he's just not answering. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, it gives you a look as if it's sort of quite confused by this gibbering flesh creature.
Happens to me in real life. It's fine.
It looks and it looks back and then it turns back towards the Domatron. He said, even after you left, there was a chance, but you are changed and you have interfered in the affairs of the galaxy. And now you travel with flesh creatures.
Okay, I'm just
Hi.
gonna cut in here again, Mr. Also not a rock. Or no, also is a rock. Sorry. I just wanted to clarify. I'm not actually flesh. I'm made of light and justice.
How are you going to show
And-
that? Are you going to show that, or are you just going to tell him?
I'm telling him. I'm like trying to engage him in conversation because I want to tell him he can't keep
Provoking him
Domatron.
to answer.
Gibber not at me, water bag.
Water back. Okay, I think we need to get some things straight. You seem to be misinformed on like a bunch of levels. One, light and justice, not water, also not flesh. Two, Domatron is part of our team, and you can't have him. Three, it's really polite when someone asks your name to tell them. I've only been around for a little bit, but I caught that much. So I'm going to let you have that one for free. A little bit of life advice. 4, I'm just going to reiterate that you can't have Domatron. And that we are a team of superheroes who are really awesome. And that if you try to take Domatron, we will stop you. And it will be unpleasant for everyone, but I feel like we could make this more of like a social visit. So if you could just tone it down.
Sounds to me like you're trying to provoke them.
Yeah. I do not appreciate this guy who is getting my substance wrong all over the place and trying to take my teammate.
And you
Yeah,
thought
he's
Domatron is like direct and
Yeah, he's
rock.
assuming you're matter, and that's wrong.
Well, I just, if he would just listen. He's not listening very well, and as we established last lesson, or last session rather, I would appreciate if people would try to take in what I actually am. So I will roll. What is the provoke roll? Is that
Provoke someone you're rolling with superior.
it's a 1. Where are my dice? They disappeared. Are they the great ones?
If you
Sorry,
succeed or
everything-
fail, perhaps he will do note your resemblance to a particular thing.
Well,
we
that's
did not.
how yeah, that might happen. Now, that's why I was asking very clearly whether she was lighting up.
I think unless I'm very specifically trying to be completely human looking, I'm always at least somewhat lit up. I think it would take effort.
Well, let's see what the outcome of that roll is, because that will probably react to.
I'm sorry. I lost my dice, so I'm making new ones. I'm not sure what happened to.
Yeah, something happened to the roll your party and everything is mixed. Like
so that's-
everything's
Clear the room if you want to. Yeah.
if you see the two gray ones in the middle, you can just use. Oh, everything is ruined.
Yeah.
Good enough.
So that's a 7.
So on a 7 to 9, they can instead choose 1. They stumble on you, take 1. They can choose 1. So I think it steps towards you. And I think as it steps towards you, perhaps you glow a little, and at which point it gasps, "Flames of the first one! I am mistaken!" And it prostrates itself on the floor.
Rana's just gonna like stand near Danger Beam and look smug.
He goes, "Savanor, you travel in a chariot with gods."
Well, that's not necessary.
Yes.
I give a confused look, which is not allowed.
I appreciate the welcome that you're giving me, but I really still would just like to know your name, and maybe we can all chat. But it is not. Thank you for acknowledging that I am a being of light and justice. People don't always understand. I'm Danger Beam. Oh, you can call me Orchid. We could be on a non-hero name basis, but you can go ahead and get up. That looks uncomfortable for someone of your rockitude.
It sort of prostrates on the floor. "I am Diamond, and I have heard your words, first one. With your light we shall bring, we shall re-light this dark world, and life will flow again. Praise be."
I am at this point looking around at my teammates with a like.
What the fuck?
So what they've done, by the way,
Okay,
is they have
this is either very good or very apocalyptic.
So they've overreacted by the way, Danger Beam, and you can have an influence over Diamond.
Oh, good. That will come in handy, I am sure, and I mean that for once in a non-sarcastic fashion. How do you spell his name?
It is
Only diamond spelled in a weird way.
pretty much.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Is it like a Domatron version of Diamond?
Yes.
They don't have consecutive letters. I will put it to the chat.
Yeah.
Diamond.
Demon or something.
Diamond. Okay.
I would look at you and try to remember the looks of the other thing, and I'll be like, maybe we should show him the original itself. I say tone down because I'm not sure I'm allowed.
I was gonna say, did you say that out loud? Because I really hope you did not say that out loud.
No, not out loud. I say it like
okay
to myself, basically.
Okay.
You might hear.
Am I telepathic? I could like evolve to become telepathic, possibly.
You don't need to.
I might actually. Oh, so you say it out loud, but not loud enough that he would hear you. Is what you're.
Yeah, like because you moved forward, I think, to talk to him and force him to see you. So
a bit. I'm not gonna get too close to the. I mean, I don't think because I'm light, you could probably walk right through me if I dispersed. But like, I'm not looking for a stampede of rock creatures, if possible. But okay. So I'm gonna shoot you a quick look that is just like my sharpest, like I love you, but if you say anything about that box, I will like use whatever weird light goddess powers I'm supposed to have to like blow you to pieces. But I still love you, man. Just
I just look
you can
confused
get all that from
because I don't
the
know
look.
why I'm getting that look.
You don't have to know yet. But
Diamond takes back to their feet and says, said, and sort of looks at Domatron and says, Savanor, your hideous crimes may even be forgiven for bringing us this light. Now we shall take your offering, and points to Rana, and say, and prepare them for the feast.
We are not offerings.
They're not food.
We are gods.
Please.
I think it's just,
All
I
we
think it's
want
just
to
me.
do.
Are you going to
it's
try
just
and
me.
provoke them? I think. Let's see how they.
I just want to heal our member
Okay,
of
provoke
our
goes
species. I think
off.
it made me
Superior.
Too late.
Superior.
We're here to
Oh.
become their gods now.
So like
Sorry,
I'm really,
sorry,
I
Domatron.
was gonna try to
You forget
protect
what
you
they do
all,
to
but
their
if you
gods.
just want to go off on your
I'm on-
own, by all
I'm on
means.
a 5,
I
but if
want to
anyone wants to
remind-
try and...
Yeah,
I'm on a
yeah.
5. If anyone wants to reinforce my lie with some team...
I do not think Harmony is helping with this.
I just want to remind you people that the last gods they had are not here anymore.
And there seems to be a reason that they like, right, like there was a reason that you recognized the thing in the box as being
I heard
like
it from
of your
stories
people.
only. Yeah.
But like
Okay.
there's a
I
reason
missed.
that they're but I'm willing to help, but it's not to help reinforce your lie. I'm willing to help by playing into the fact that they think I'm a goddess.
You currently
Actually-
have
Asking
one.
them to
Yeah, you currently have one team in the pool, by the way.
Oh, we only
Oh.
have one.
And you
Anyway.
said you
Okay.
got
Okay,
5.
then.
last time.
Yeah, we'd need
Sorry,
2.
never mind.
So
Okay.
the rock looks at you and then lets out a deep laugh. As it laughs, you can see sort of the fire within its mouth. It says, "You are clearly its familiar. You're making me laugh."
He is a very
That's
funny
something.
one. He is a very funny one. I like to keep him by my side whenever I can. In fact, this whole group, they are like acolytes.
You have. We will prepare rooms for you within the Heartstone, and it points to the Crystal Tower and says, "Come, Savano, show me our fallen comrade."
Yes. I take him to the room and I also tell him I don't think we will need rooms. I only want to see that he's better and we will take our leave. I have not brought Danger Beam to become part of this world. I don't think.
2 quick questions, just fictional positioning wise. One, are we all going to pick up? I always think of him as budget Iron Man. Aegon, right? Aegon.
Mm-hmm.
So one is, are we all going? And 2, do we know that Domatron was also called Savannah, or like are we just going with it? Because
You
like
probably like
Danger Beam is confused
never heard it
by
because I
all
call
of
myself
this.
Domatron.
Okay. But yeah, are we all going with you to the room with Aegon, or?
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I don't think I should like take my eyes off this guy. He seems like inclined maybe to listen to what I have to say, and you all seem to be in grave danger. So I'm gonna try to encourage the team to stay together at all times. Like I'll motion at Harmony and
We should
Rana.
just grab a couple of possessions and go, right?
Not sure we should stay here for too long, but
Cool.
yes.
I mean,
Take
if we
food.
can help,
There's
we
no
wanted to heal
food
this
here.
guy, right? So
Yes, that's all we want. For this guy to stay in his home and become good again.
let's get that done, and then
Cool.
Grumbles and says, "There is a penance Even for you, Savanor. Your hands shattered it. Your hands must hold it as the heat reforges it. You will stay until the deed is done.
If I must.
You must. I think it picks up the figure and says, "We will prepare. You will stand vigil, Domatron. Choose your second."
I got your back, buddy.
I'm not sure this has anything to do with piloting ships.
No, it's to do with us. I mean, we're all here for Domatron, right?
Do I need like a
Right.
rock person for this? I'm not sure.
I've left that as ambiguous
On
as you.
purpose.
Either to introduce another rock person or to take one of the team with you.
No, I
Your
have no
choice.
friends in the rocks.
Can I sort of interject and say that we usually all stay together? I'm really trying to keep the team together on this planet.
The vigil,
That's
I
like-
think, is for the healing process, not for being next to me at all times.
Does that mean that other people can't be there?
Oh, I do not know.
Because maybe we could all be there for the healing. I'm going to say this actually much more, I can retcon that slightly, much more authoritatively. Because I'm trying to pretend I am the goddess that they think I am. And I remember from the ship you saying this thing about me being like life-bringing, or the thing being like life-bringing or whatever else.
Yes.
So I'm trying to embody whatever I'm getting vibe-wise between that and this, so that nobody gets like stampeded by a giant rock, or eaten, I guess in Rana's case. I think the vigil will be most effective if the energy of all of us is brought. And so I would request that my acolytes and I all attend, along with Savina.
So you command, so it shall be.
Feeling extra lighty.
That's gonna have stuff really bad.
Sorry. Okay, never mind. I thought it made me look lighty.
As you leave the ship, you see in the corner of the news broadcasts that forces have been seen moving in the outer reaches, which have not been seen from since the beginning of the war. But there's some good fluffy news as well, which is that Estelle, the Solar Songstress, is to marry Unity, Warlord.
Harmony, what exactly did you do while you were away?
Wow. Harmony's dad's a smooth mover.
How did that even? I kind of thought you were like home. No?
I'm not sure Harmony had anything to do with it.
I just wasn't Harmony away with her like that whole time while we were with the box.
Yeah. And now we're gone, and
Harmony,
Estelle's engaged to Harmony's dad.
do you know something about this?
Wait, Estelle's engaged to my dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know.
I loved it. You didn't understand it first.
Oh.
Yes. Is that bad? Is that good? I'm not certain. It's probably bad if it has something to do with the monster.
Don't talk about Estelle like that.
I meant,
What was that? No, sorry.
Just because she's
Did
broken
anybody else
Harmony's
hear that?
heart. What, the squeak?
she broke Harmony's heart? Did Estelle break your heart?
I mean, just
No,
because Estelle broke Harmony's heart doesn't mean she's a monster.
Yeah, I was just like, I mean, my dad's, like an old guy. I don't know why Estelle would be interested in him.
Probably the money. Gold digger.
I have a feeling we might need to look into that. But first,
The page turns to see the team in the heart. Well, at the heart of the Heartstone, liquid diamonds and crystals flow in a fountain here, and the cracked stone form of Aegon is put into the hot molten diamond rock. And the ritual so is that for the stone to reform, the hands must be laid upon the form, and they cannot be lifted until the moon turns. That way, life shall become, they shall be reborn. So that's why I have a second in case you need to take a small break or anything, right? You can have someone who can hold them. But that is someone who is covered in slowly cooling diamond. It is hot. And even when you put your hands on it, Domatron, it feels hot.
Peace. Rana is out of that one.
I'll still do it, obviously.
I think I would too, because I don't think heat would be particularly painful to light.
I'm sure you can do some kind of thermodynamics.
I'm planning on using a move.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not quite at that point in the narrative yet. I'm waiting to see what other people are doing in a couple things, but I will put my hands on him and not flinch. I think that, yeah,
Same.
I'm made of pure energy, so heat should be approachable.
How about you putting your hands in boiling lava?
No, I think I'm good.
They can just hang out, right? Because they only asked for 2 people originally anyway. They're here so that no one gets eaten while I'm not looking, as far as I'm concerned.
Is there anything interesting to poke around in while they're doing this?
Why don't you assess the situation?
Do you like
Sure.
diamonds?
I was hoping someone would do that.
There's only rocks here.
Weird.
If you're a rock person, then not a rock person made out of rock, but someone who likes rocks, you probably would love this place.
Like a geologist.
Yeah, a geologist would be here and be the living rocks right next to them, flowing diamonds, And yeah, I think I've been changed so much that it is warm for me. I'm not as rocky as I was. I show a lot more emotion than that he did, except for when he left at Rana.
He didn't actually laugh. He just claimed that I would make him laugh.
Right.
I was going to try and provoke him into laughing, but the moment passed.
Don't worry, I'll provoke him to be angry soon enough.
How did that roll go, Harmony?
Sorry, I was having trouble finding the tab I put it in. Let me do that now. That is a 4, and let's see, my stats are 2, so that brings it up to a 6. Is Rana helping out with poking around in dangerous whatnots?
I was going to use my own move to straight up creep the location.
Okay.
But yeah, sure.
Can always do both.
I'm going to throw a team on to Harmony's check first before I get my own.
Actually, let me double check that my condition isn't giving me. Yeah, okay, that's unleash my powers. So yeah, I still have.
Team is back down to 0. But yeah.
I was going to say, I'm only not helping because I'm worried we're going to need that team, but by all means,
It's spent. It's done. So what's your question you want to ask about the situation that you're in?
What here can I use to figure out this this whole prophecy kind of, and maybe as a sub question, is Danger Beam a god?
What's the Ghostbusters quote? When someone asks you if you're a god, say no. Right. So you're there, sort of holding, and this is at the right at the start of the heat. It's quite breathtakingly warm for a youth pair. So you start pootling around and looking at things. You come to one of the pillars, and there is something carved into it, dusty, but there is a line carved into it, which looks exactly like Danger Beam when they're erupting in full flight. And then you start looking at the pillars, and there are others, similar light and flame and fire. And the language is old and odd, but something about it tells you and reveals the word that they are the Empyreans, the flame of the cosmos.
So that sounds like a yes. Flame of the cosmos.
Well,
Little
this
yes-ish.
sounds. I should know. This sounds like either they are gods or they went around saying they were gods. One or the
Who would
other.
do that?
Yeah.
Do you find yourself sounds so 2000 BC?
So you can use +1 forward on that if that comes into play. But yeah, there's something, and you sort of like see if you further panel, you can see the glowing light of Danger Beam, and then there's something that looks almost identical on the pillar. You sort of see yourself looking over, looking back. That looks
So,
like
Danger Beam, how godlike do you feel on a scale of 1 to 10?
Is other a rock dude still here?
no, you've been left.
Okay.
There's a scale to that?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out how much I should be like trusting this inscription here.
What does the
I
inscription
feel like
say?
if you are a god, you feel pretty godlike, like around 24/7, right?
Not necessarily. I mean, I read up on mythology, and there was one mythology from like ancient Earth time where a guy like turned into a cat and have sex with humans. Like that didn't seem very godly. I think it depends on the culture really. But to answer your
What
question,
is it with humans and fucking animals?
don't ask me, man.
Don't ask any of us.
Like-
None of us is human. What is a
Yeah,
human?
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I think it probably depends on what your definition of a god is. I haven't really been around that long, but I do seem to have powers that the rest of you don't, that are kind of formidable, and those do look like pictures of people like me carved into their walls. And they have a bunch of mythology that seem to be about people like me, and by the definitions of gods and goddesses that I understand, I'm pretty sure I fit somewhere on that spectrum.
So is that like a
Curious.
4 or a 5?
In fact, I'm going to write that in as my last lesson. I have a blank space.
That you're a god?
That, not that I'm a god, but that,
Why not?
that
That would be one hell of a lesson.
So we see a side panel where back on board, hidden and secured, we can see the crystal vase holding the flame that caused all the trouble last time. And elsewhere we see Unity looking over the battlefields that you last saw them on, and flames starting to reappear across the wall. And they have, in a glass bauble, another one of these flames. If we turn the other page, we see a spaceship making a landing reasonably far away from where we are now, but in it is the bounty hunter that we saw was coming for Gert last time. We picked up the tracking point of the person at least carrying Gert's ship. The bounty hunter goes, "Why would someone be on this godforsaken dead rock?"
For the people. For the socialization.
Wait.
So,
We've
Dave,
turned some pages and now I'm confused. Like, is that what the comic book readers are seeing, or
Yeah.
we're seeing
Yeah.
it?
No,
Okay.
comic book readers.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't know anything.
So
Hanging
are we
out in
back
this cave.
back in the room? Okay. So look, I'm not particularly invested in this God or not God thing, but I will say it seems to give us an edge in which, like, they don't need Rana. They maybe are gonna pardon. Is your name Savannah now? Why do you all keep changing names?
I did not
I'm
change
very
my name.
confused by this.
Salvanor is my original name. Domatron is my name as what I am now.
Okay, so it just seems like maybe it's gonna let them like lay off Domatron a little bit. They're not gonna eat
It does
Rana.
seem like it, but it makes me wonder why there are no more gods on our planet. If you exist, that means your kind, if it's your kind, exists. Where are they?
Oh, do you think they're going to eat Danger Beam?
I mean, I will disperse into light before anyone
I'm
can
not
eat me, so I don't think
sure.
so.
That is a possibility.
Although if they try, that would be a good reason why no one else is here.
maybe the gods got bored and went away, and then Rana's going to just wander out the room.
No,
Maybe.
no. Why would he do that? Why would he
Maybe
do
they're
that? They just said they wanted to eat you.
Which is strange considering they are rocks. They don't eat. Maybe they just do it for fun.
It's like a delicacy. When a living organism lands, you just eat
Just
it.
for the heck of fun of it. I think we're taking a break. Let's say 5. Or like, let's just go warm some food.
Okay.
I'm quite impressed by how big that beard is now getting.
I'm 99.9% here. I'm at the can't eat without getting food caught on it stage. Like, I probably need to give my mustache and the sides a good trim just to stop them creeping into my mouth. It's awful.
As I pointed out on Facebook this week, I will betray people for a haircut at this point. Anything, whatever I need to do. What has convinced me is never to have an undercut again, or at least until this chaos is over.
Yeah? Is it just because it looks a bit weird as it grows in?
It just grows out. It's sort of growing out bulbously.
Oh.
Well, let's pick up on that, right? We see
So we were distracted by all this talk about gods, and then just Rana was like, "I'm out."
Rana has gone, and you do turn around like there's no sign of Rana, who has disappeared out.
There's just the noise of maybe the gods got bored and left, and then Rana's gone.
So what were you looking
It's
for?
not helping Danger Beams being mad at Rana from before, for the record.
If you're bored, you can always help us with touching the boiling lava, you know.
I'd like to straight up creep in this location, Dave.
No problem.
That's more like it. Dice say 8. My mundane is +3 now, so that's 11.
Woo-hoo.
So, 2 questions. What's our best way in stroke out of this place? So best way out. How do we get out of here if we have to get out? What's our exit strategy? Is number 1.
The chamber that you're in is at the heart of this thing. The only way in or out is the way you came. But what I will say is you do sort of mark out where you could take cover or defend, or where you are likely to be ambushed if there was a problem.
Cool. And what here's worth grabbing?
You sort of make your way out of this chamber and sort of scootle around. You see what seems to be almost like a dais in a throne room, which looks down upon almost everything else here. And on that throne is like a metal cage, small, about this big, and in it is just the smallest embers, last embers of a little blue flame.
Is it protected by like rock people?
Difficult to know.
I mean, it's just sitting out in the open. That's basically an invitation to take it.
Yeah, I would like to sneak a lot closer to get a good look at it. Ideally, I want to take a picture of it.
Okay. You are close enough to take a picture of it.
It's like a selfie with it.
No, just like a zoom in, get a picture of the cage and the flame, and then I'm going to pocket my phone and sneak on back to the party before I get in too much trouble. Just enough trouble, that's all I aim for.
As we see you leaving the room, the throne itself takes form and stands up and looks suspiciously at where you have left.
Ooh, cunning.
Perfect species. You never know if they're there.
Vagabonds. Yeah. So you're heading back to the main
I think you did
room,
want to make out with someone dangerous, Rana.
Yeah, but that's a chair. Chairs are really dangerous to your ankles.
It's not a chair, it's a throne.
I've seen enough wrestling to know that is not the case.
I've taken enough chair shots to know that's not the case.
Yeah. Are you heading back to the sort of central room where everyone is?
Yep.
Two of the stone people have come in carrying buckets of the molten diamond, which they pour over the crystallizing form, whispering prayers.
Who's on hand duty just now?
It's always the same two that can.
Is it Domatron or Orchid?
It's part of us, isn't it?
Only one of you need to be touching it. The other can help, but only one needs to be touching it, holding it.
I'll probably currently be the one touching it. Unless Danger Beam wants to be the one touching Aegon.
Hey,
Um,
danger beam. Psst, danger beam.
what? Where did you go?
I,
Where? Okay,
I
what?
found something. I don't know what it is, but it looks suspicious. And they're going to get the phone out and get the picture up of like the throne with the cage with the little ember still in the cage.
When
I
you
think
say
it's
suspicious, you mean that they're keeping it, right? Not that you think it's suspicious. Because I'm still like holding on to my, like,
yeah, like no. Its presence is not suspicious. The context within how it's presented is anyway. It looks like it's kind of dying.
yeah, I'm not thrilled. Does it remind you of anything, by the way?
Reminds me of the bottle.
Yeah. You see why I might have had some concerns about the bottle in the box?
You know what this means?
How loud are you guys? Can I hear?
We should rescue it.
Yeah, we should. We should absolutely
How loud
rescue
are
it.
you guys? That's very important.
I think you can probably hear because I'm
Okay.
staying near you because I don't know what exactly is involved in this vigil
I
with the
listen
two
to what you
people.
say. Yeah,
Um,
closely.
and I think like we need to, in my mind, right? Like superheroes put other people first. I do want to save Aegon, but now I also want to save the thing in the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, thank you. I really appreciate that you like put yourself at risk and like found this and brought it to me. That means a lot. We need to keep up what we're doing here, I think, for the time being. And for the record, I don't think like we're a team. No one is better than anyone else. I'm just playing on the fact that they seem to listen to me.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
I'm like,
You fake it till you make it, girlfriends.
I don't want you to get eaten. And it seemed like they were sort of leaning that direction. But
there's no organic life on this planet. They probably don't eat people like us. It was probably just an empty threat. The most likely they just chew us and spit us out when they're done.
I feel like still not optimal. But how far away is Harmony?
Can people hear me?
Yes.
Okay, because my Zoom is just frozen up, so I wasn't certain. I'm probably near you, right? Because I did not go sneaking off to like inspect the rest of the cave.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna try to address the team here. Like, I don't know if Rana's showed everybody else the thing, but I think
No,
the
but can do.
conversation makes it clear. Yeah, or we should just we need to have a really clear like set of priorities and plan, I think, because we are on a planet that only one of us is even vaguely familiar with species that were
Only one of us is
hostile
vaguely
until they
familiar.
weren't, and maybe the one they aren't hostile towards is going to end up caged in a jar, and we're superheroes and we have to save people. So I think we need Domatron to tell us as much as he knows about this vigil and whatever folklore goes with it. And then Rana, you still don't have a new superhero name, right?
Not yet.
Okay. So I would be addressing you by it as like part of my team rallying talk if you did.
I'm
but
sorry.
I just wanted to make sure there like wasn't what I was thinking.
I'll try harder to have an identity.
That'd be great. Thank you. But Rana, like if you can remember how to get to that flame thing so that once we deal with budget Iron Man, we can.
Oh yeah, this place is like a really simple one-way system. It's like it was made by the most banal architect ever.
That's helpful. Okay. And then Harmony, maybe you could be like a mesmerizing songstress distraction.
Could try.
I mean, your voice is very beautiful, and as we've seen, at least some of the rock people are affected by song. I'm like
Speaking,
sort of not looking too carefully at Domatron in case he's feeling sensitive about his moments, you know?
speaking of which, this is the point where your comms goes, and it's Zorg, the songsmith, Domatron, and it says, "Call me. I haven't spoken to you for ages. I've written you a song."
I hope this is where Dave sings on channel.
No.
Oh, yes, me too.
Maybe.
Usually it's me who sings in games. I'm ready for someone else.
I have a hand on this person with lava flowing on it, but the other hand is free, and I'm like, you no one's looking at me except for
Both
someone
hands.
else, but I'm
Both hands.
both hands?
Both hands are down. You'd have to have someone to take your
If you ask me to, I'll put my hands on. Right? Like, that's the whole point of having two people for the vigil. So if you want to answer your, you know, like, booty call, I'm here for you, man.
I am surprised, and I don't like. I need to take full hardly action without talking to the team eventually somehow.
If
So
you leave us on this planet for your date,
ooh, that's an idea. So yeah, I'll ask you. Thank you for the idea. I'll ask you to like put the hands down because I have to take this.
yeah, will do.
And I take out my comm, look at it, I read it again like several times, and then go out of the room.
Can someone follow him? I have to keep my hands on this thing. Can someone follow him?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll go after him.
I'll stick my head out the door, but stay close to Orchid.
Yeah, if I see anyone following, I'll keep walking farther away.
This is gonna be, we're gonna pretty far from the rest of the group, aren't we?
Depends on you. As soon as you stop,
I'm gonna keep following.
I'll
think
keep
this
a
is an
certain
emergency.
distance. I'll
This
keep a
seems
certain
like
distance.
yeah.
Like once I
Like
have a
a-
certain distance, I'll call. But I will maintain the distance.
Maybe you could just hide, you know?
It's a romantic social distance, right? So
I mean, I don't think he's gonna betray us. I just think that this is
I
important.
don't
and
think he's gonna betray
here.
us either. I just think he doesn't
So,
always have the
you know,
judgment.
I should just keep following him, and eventually one of us will get tired.
I wonder whom. Or maybe you can just follow me in circles and return me to the same
I think that's
spot all
probably
the
what will
time.
end up happening at a certain point.
So say that again. You're traveling like in circles until
Eventually, like I keep a distance from Harmony, but I like if she gets closer, I move farther. So if she goes from one side, I will go to that direction. Like I'm very strict with my keeping a distance. So Harmony could easily make me walk in a circle.
Social distancing, you know.
Okay,
6 feet. Reasonable.
So let's as you're doing that, and that's going to take a bit of time. We're left with Danger Beam and Rana in the heart of the crystal. How are you guys doing?
I mean, I'm assuming we're mostly just like there's still no other rock people in there, and I now can't ask Domatron anything more about this. So I feel like we could have a conversation, maybe, without any gesticulation on my part.
Yeah.
Rana, I'm sorry that I was not so nice on the ship.
Rana will come over a lot closer. Yeah, we've both been out of sorts. I'm struggling to understand what's going on.
I think we all are at this point.
It's something I've done, and I want to be sorry, but I still don't understand it.
I mean, I don't think it's something you've done. I think we've been put in a set of circumstances that, I mean, I haven't been alive very long, so maybe this is less intense than I think it is, but to me it seems pretty intense. Like your friend got kidnapped. We almost killed one of Domatron's people, and now we're like holding a vigil on a planet where people have weird ancient beliefs about me and are keeping people like me in cages. I mean, I think it's okay for us to be overwhelmed, but what I want to say is that I know that you've been having to deal with things having to do with your, and I was trying to be sensitive to that, and I really thought we could save him, and I really wanted to, and but I know he's one of your oldest friends, and I should have kept that more in mind. And this is, I go like a little bit quiet, which doesn't really make sense because the voice in my head can presumably hear me regardless, but I had never seen anything that reminded me of myself. Like after I hatched from the egg and you all yelled danger beams, and then that was my name, which is fine. It's a good name. I like it. But like I don't know where I'm from. I don't know or didn't know whether anything like me existed, whether I was like the creation of some mad scientist. And the thing in the box, I don't know if it looked as similar to you as it did to me, but maybe just because of what I'm made of, I felt like a resonance, like maybe this thing actually, I mean, it could have been family, it could have been, but if nothing else, it was the first clue that I wasn't the only thing of my own kind, and I got really protective. And when people started talking about drinking it and poking at the glass like it was just, you know, an animal in a zoo, I thought, like, I don't want to be just some freak to be poked at, you know? And if that's how you thought of the other thing, how long was it till I was in a glass being joked about? You know, I don't know why it's in there. I don't know why Unity wanted it, but I got scared and I was a little bit hurt, but I didn't keep in mind everything you were going through and that you might not be at your best emotionally. And I'm sorry. Emotions are new to me. I had never been angry before. I didn't know what to do.
Thanks, Orchid. Like, I'm not the brightest. I come from the streets. We don't see amazing amperes of potentially living fire or stuff like that. And I was just being an idiot. I didn't mean anything by it.
I know you didn't.
I never even put two and two together that it could be the same energy you're made from.
Yeah, I can see that. Like I said, I felt like a resonance, and I didn't know if it was similar to everyone else. It just
It was, I mean, it was blue, and that kind of threw me off.
Yeah, I'm
You're
not
not
blue
blue.
very often, although technically my character keeper picture is actually pretty blue, weirdly. But that is okay. But
thanks.
I need your help with emotions, you know. And
yeah,
you are technically the frog that is exemplary and shows me around and tells me how things work, right? So I need your help with emotions, because every time I have a new one, it's so strong feeling because it's not something I recognize. And mostly I've had like feelings of being a hero and feelings of caring about the team. And like, those are all positive things. So I can act in big ways on them. Like they're big feelings and I can act in big ways, and that all makes sense. But when I have a negative feeling, I don't know what to do with it.
No, me neither. It's hard. Like, thanks for being understanding. I really appreciate it. I like where I come from, family's really important. But like your family is your community. The people you're around, the people you live with, the people you talk to every day, the people you love, they're your family. And for the last 10 years, it's just been me and Gert.
It's a long time. That's longer than I've been alive.
Yes, most of what I remember. He's always been there like my big brother, looking after me, looking out for me. And when he's been stupid, I've been there trying to look out for him too. And then just like I thought just by getting him out of the trouble would be enough, but trouble just keeps coming back and coming back.
Maybe this trouble was bigger than anybody knew.
And also, I feel like by running off with you guys, I sort of abandoned my family for another one. Like you're all my family, but he doesn't have me at that point, and I felt really. I think my guilt for that was what really made it hurt the most.
I can understand that. Weirdly, I know it probably seems like I wouldn't be able to understand it, but you all are my family. I mean, you're the only beings I've ever known, and you took me in pretty unconditionally after I hatched, I guess.
We've all been taken in pretty unconditionally, and like you're my team. I'd do anything for you guys.
I feel the same way. I would hug you, but I think if I take my hands off this rock thing, something bad might happen. But
no, Rana will come up behind you and hug around the waist.
You're like head on the shoulder in that awkward way when you can't really move but are trying to like hug someone back.
This is too hot. I need to step back.
That's okay.
And Rana will creep backwards again. Like, I'll do anything for you guys. I'll protect the fire for you. I'll make sure Domatron doesn't get stuck on this rock. And I'll help Harmony with whatever daddy issues the galaxy gets plunged into.
So, can I ask you just a few things then, now that we've kind of like cleared some of the air?
Yeah. Anything, buddy.
Will you let me try to protect you here? I'm really worried.
I'll let you try.
Okay. If it's not working, by all means, but they, for now, seem to be listening to what I'm saying. Just don't wander off where I can't find you. All right?
I'll try.
Okay. And try to keep the team together. Yeah. Like, we need each other. And if I act dumb like a goddess, like, take it with a grain of salt. I'm just improvising, but...
Oh, God, no. If I could get away with it, I would.
Really?
Yeah, totally.
How do I do it better? Like, if you were me, how would you, like, be a goddess?
You got to find the truth of the situation.
Do you know what it is?
I think it's something to do with that flame.
Yeah, I think so too. I definitely have shared a vulnerability. I feel like we both have shared vulnerability and weaknesses.
Have we shared, or have we comforted, or?
It feels like sharing because
like sharing.
I mean, like, I feel like maybe both of us were comforted by the sharing, but neither one of us was like necessarily building the other one up specifically so much as like talking about the team and caring about each other and then our own.
Yeah, you both, I think, hit your vulnerable team moves. So take a look at those. But then you can sort of hear there's a click and as energy builds up and it goes, what is it about your generation and talking about your feelings? At which point Lucas, the bounty hunter, inflicts a powerful blow on Rana.
Oh, well, I'll roll some dice.
Who is it? Lucas? Do we know this person?
We don't.
I rolled a 9, which becomes an 8 because I've got one condition.
Oh, and I want to help so badly. I knew we shouldn't have spent that team. It was our only team.
So I'm going to take a powerful blow.
Plus for conditions?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I always
Oh, so
forget
I
about
get a 10 plus.
10. Yeah.
You must remove yourself from the situation. You must lose control of your powers in a terrible way, or 2 options from the 7 to 9 list.
I would like to choose 2 options from the 7 to 9 list. I'm going to give ground and mark 2 conditions. So yeah, I guess, was it a laser blast?
Yeah.
I think Rana turns at the last second, and as Rana pinwheels, it connects right on one of the shoulder epaulets and blows Rana across the room and slams them into a wall where they kind of slump and start moving really slowly and groaning.
To which point, the opportunity I will have, if you don't hit the wall, you go through it. At which point, the bounty hunter zips across the wall, going, "Your bounty is mine, Gert. Taking you and them out of the sight of danger beam." But let's go to the meaningful message outside. It's a little bit of a heart.
Yeah, Harmony is still kind of chasing Domatron around in the circle, going like, "Domatron, you'll get dizzy eventually."
You've got now 12 missed calls from Zorg, who keeps trying to ring you.
No, I answer. Like once I get to a particular
Oh, right, okay.
distance, I answer, but I will maintain the distance so they won't hear. I won't talk loudly. So yeah, I
We
answer.
hear someone shouting your name in the background.
Stop walking! Because we're probably not even running. We're probably just walking. Slowly.
Yeah.
So like Zorg appears in a big green form and says, "Hey, when are you coming back my way?"
Sorg. Yes. You said you made a song for me.
Yeah, I just can't get you out of my thoughts. Got this song about you. And it starts humming away in a beautiful form. And it's funny the lyrics of Britney Spears' "Toxic," but it's "Don't you know that you're cosmic?"
So, just to be clear, Domatron starts smiling. He has a smile on his face, which is bad. Because I have a smile on my face.
Zorga's got a really powerful voice, and there's no way that Harmony wouldn't have heard this song.
I think soon. I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen
He
here.
says, "What's even better is I've sold the song."
I would like to hear that about that too, but I'm currently trying to keep someone alive, and it might take me a bit of a while. I will try to make sure that I'm there as soon as possible.
Oh, you do you, honey.
I am always me. You will do you.
Hey, keep it up. You can do me.
Yeah, I was going to say phrasing, but I'm confused by what that even means, and I'm like, okay. I'm not certain what you mean, but okay. It sounds like a pleasant time.
Says,
Harmony
"Certainly
probably
could
hears
be."
everything. Just to be clear, even though I kept a distance, he's loud and I can't not be loud, basically.
So Zorg blows you a kiss and says, "Come back soon," and then ends the call.
Wait,
I,
so is Zork famous?
No,
Okay, just checking.
I hang the phone.
That may be the session you weren't in actually. Sorry, it was
Yeah,
where
probably.
Zorg ran a dive bar on the. I've got the name of it. The skeleton, dragon skeleton, and we found out that Domatron liked music. Then they're talking and they're sort of dating. A connection was formed.
I don't like music, I like his music.
Yeah, well, seems cool.
Okay.
I like his voice. He had his voice. So I hang, and then I start looking around to where I am, and I start walking towards Harmony, and what happened?
I think Harmony catches her breath for a second after this.
We walked for a while, because the whole
Yeah.
entire conversation was us walking until I answer.
But yeah, I think so someone's serenading you?
How much did you hear?
Well, I heard the singing and his side of the conversation and your side of the conversation, I guess. So I guess all of it.
You see me, by the way, with a big smile on my weird rock face.
Why are you making that face? I've
Don't,
never seen that face before.
because I don't know, but I have to return now. We should probably return together. I can't like remove the smile off my face. Like, you might notice that. Like, I'm with a constant smile on my face.
How recognizable is this look as a smile to a non-rock person?
Yeah, like you never seen me emote, basically. Maybe anger a little.
Okay, so you're definitely emoting, and it's not anger.
I'm not sure what you are talking about, but we should probably get back. Danger Beam has been holding the vigil for pretty long.
Okay, but we're gonna have to discuss about how to flirt later, okay? Because that was a little bit awkward.
I'm not sure what is flirting, but sure. Unless you talk on the way back, I don't.
Yeah, I'd probably go in a really rather awkward kind of roundabout way of trying to describe what flirting is.
Curious mechanism. Sounds useless. Why not just tell people? I guess I know why not just tell people. Strange. Very
Yeah,
strange.
yeah. hmm
So you
That's one
say I
way to
was
describe it, I
awkward?
guess.
You say I was awkward? Is that a bad thing or a good thing?
I mean, if that's like your thing, I guess it can be a good thing. Like it's just a matter of like whether you make it your thing or not.
Is it? How do I know?
Yeah, I think awkward is gonna be your thing.
Do you think it would work? Would he talk to me again? Would he sing again?
I mean, it seemed to be working.
What does doing someone mean?
You
And
can
as slowly as we get to the
Danger
room.
Beam about that.
I like how Danger Beam just throws up. I think that's the moment we enter the room, probably.
Yeah,
What's doing someone mean?
we'll cut that on. Turn the page on that. To which I say, we see Loca step to the wall and look back at Danger, going, "Hoo hoo hoo! Can't touch me because it looks like you've got your hands full, baby." And then walks towards the already winded Rana.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can't leave any of you
It looks at
people
you, and she's
alone.
like,
Too bad
Yeah,
for
yeah.
this dude. I have a move exactly for this kind of
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, I was
She's like,
wondering.
Girt of the Dome, you have stolen from the priestesses of Askar. There's a bounty on you. You're coming with me.
Just one thing. As soon as she says, like, you can't touch him, you see me and Harmony at the door, blocking most of the entrance.
Let's give
One,
Danger. Sorry, yeah.
I'm
Rana?
not Gert. And two, just going to point at Danger Beam.
What does Danger Beam do?
She evolves.
That's right. Danger Beam has a mind of her own. And there's an obstacle or threat that I don't currently know how to deal with, so I'm going to mark a condition to gain some brand new abilities adapted to this situation.
May I suggest something really hilarious?
Mm-hmm.
You just have your hands just stay there while another pair just comes out, and those hands just maintain staying there through the entire whatever is happening. As you move and stuff, it just stretches out and hands stay.
It's going to be something similar to that, yeah.
Yeah.
So I intend to break something which would clear angry, which is what I would ideally be marking here as the condition to take this power because I'm angry. I'm not sure what else to mark because I don't feel any of those other things. But
well, your intimate moment was just broken up, and Rana was shot through a wall. So I could see why you would be angry. It would make sense that is the.
You only lose angry at the end of the scene, though.
Yeah.
I know that's the problem. It's like I don't know what to mark now because anger is the thing I would mark.
Oh well, maybe
guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe guilty. Okay. Let me think exactly how I want to do this then. If I have to mark a condition, I want to make it good. Okay. So I'm going to do a variation on what Domatron just said. I am very angry that this guy has hurt someone in my team and also interrupted our moment. I don't appreciate that at all. And so you start to see like pulsating light, right? Which is what I was just playing with. And I appear to grow bigger. Because really I'm just like diffusing my form, right? Like I've got light, you can do whatever, and I have light projection, I think is one of the things I already have. But now the ability that I'm manifesting that I didn't have before is to gather other energy and light in the room and add it to my own substance so that I can be bigger without becoming too diffuse.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have a natural form, so I can keep things that look like hands pretty easily while the rest of me is doing things, and they're still fixed. And I am going to go after this guy in the shape of like an arrow. Do I want to actually like try to kill him? That seems a little dark for masks. Maybe a lasso, like Wonder Woman lasso of truth style. But with more rope than that. And he's gone through a wall. Like I know
we're stepping through as you react.
Yeah. And you hear like booming through the chamber because I am now very large.
You've gone silent.
I have?
Oh, you're back now.
Okay. You hear like booming through the chamber because I'm very large and now have a very loud voice. I suggest that you apologize to my friend and leave.
That sounds to me like you're provoking them.
I am, although I was not going to give him much time to respond before,
Well, it depends. Is that the opening? Well, you could still get a +1 forward on it. So make you provoke first, right?
Okay. I forget this stupid thing. Superior. Okay. I'm still going to attack him, even if it doesn't work, though, for the record. So that's a 9. Why don't we have any team?
Because you spent it all last time.
Yeah.
So on a 9, they can choose one. They can stumble, you take +4, whatever. You get a critical opportunity, or they overreact. So I think they stumble because effectively they look at you and then they sort of for a moment consider your words. Okay, slightly impressed. You can have +1 forward as a load of robotic sort of little bird drones zip out from the back of her back and start pinning down Rana. At which point it sort of pulls up the rifle and goes. Everything bleeds, but you've got a +1 forward on them. Pause for long enough that you would have the drop if you want to hit them or do something else.
Oh yeah. I'm using that the move that I am marking the condition for to evolve that power.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wrap him in light ropes, like head to toe.
You're unleashing your powers then?
Yes. Although I feel like it's a bit cheatery to have me have to roll twice with that move. They should revamp that.
Well, yeah, but you got +1 forward on it, remember? Because they.
So that's a 9 with the +1 forward and my freak.
So on a 7 to 9, you mark a condition, or I'll tell you how it's unstable or temporary.
That's so frustrating. Okay. I don't want it to be unstable or temporary, but I'm really not afraid, hopeless, or insecure. Can I have broken something and then remark angry?
No.
Okay. I would like to break something anyway, as part of my like giant expansion into terror wholeness.
Because you still wouldn't unmark it until the end of the scene.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess insecure. I don't know.
We can have it, and if you want it to be temporary, that's fine. We know the others are not far behind. Up to you. If you don't feel that any of those are, but
yeah, it's like I want it to not be temporary, and like the move, the mind of their own thing is like you have them until the danger's gone. So like I feel like it shouldn't be temporary, but I also don't feel like any of those. Like I would just mark double angry if I could, but
effectively you're giving setup for the other characters to take actions.
Mm-hmm.
Which I do want.
That means it's just temporary. You've got them held for long enough, but they're more powerful than you think, right? So if it's temporary, they're just more powerful than you think. So we have this moment where they're held. Rana is... these birds are spinning metallic webbing around you, Rana.
Cool.
I think you meant to say, what do you do?
At which point, yeah. Well, what do you want? Maybe that's your thing.
Right now, I assume there's a lot of them, and they're like encasing, or
yeah, they're like throwing wiring like a webbing around you, which is encasing you and trying to weave you up in a hard resin.
Oh, okay. I should probably not get caught in that. So Rana is going to try and escape that. How does Rana escape that? Rana is probably going to start trying to roll and bounce and jump around, but they've kind of got the drop, and Rana's a little bit injured, so it's not going too great. So going to try and grab one and start using that as the weaving to unpick the weaving.
Sounds to me like you're trying to directly engage a threat.
Oh, is that what I'm doing? That's a really bad idea.
It also sounds like you're trying to pick up a new piece of gear.
Well, I was thinking is that it's not really lying there on the floor to grab.
Do you know what is lying there on the floor to grab?
What's that?
A great big rock.
Yeah, the great big rocks there. I'd also say that the Locust's rifle could be on the floor as well, so you could grab that. I would say, but to grab something and then use it, I'd be asking you to directly engage the threat and take something from them.
Okay, if the rifle's there, that's a much more cool option than just using a rock.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna.
Is that some sort of
As Rana bounces around, I'm going to get near the rifle, flick up with their foot, grab it, and take one desperate shot at one of the birds.
Good. You're
Look,
directly
it's
engaging
not
the
an
threat.
interesting rock. It's a boring rock.
Yeah.
It was a great big one, but this rifle is a lot cooler. So yeah, let's roll mundane to see if I can get that shot off on the bird.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the dice say 10, so that's a 13.
So you get to choose 2 from the.
I've lost the basic move sheet. One sec, opening it again. There we go. I would like to resist and avoid their blows. As blowing that one out gives Rana just an opportunity to like slip a leg out, grab it, grab the cord,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to take something from it. I'd like to take just the drone itself and start using it to hack at the resin because it's very sharp and pointy.
Okay.
And can I add that as a replacement for the gun now?
Yes, you can.
Woo!
Cool. To which point we get Domatron and Harmony walking back into the room as the sort of energy lasso around Locust breaks. At which point they put their hand out, and the rifle that Rana has just dropped sort of zaps back into their hand, and they pull it back into wide beam mode. What would you like to do? You've got an opportunity, both Harmony and Domatron, at this point.
I mean, I do feel like Harmony, upon seeing this, is just like, well, yeah, this is like the second time I've left people alone and things have entirely fallen apart. I feel like Harmony's gonna try to assess the situation because nothing's coming after her just yet.
Mm-hmm.
What is there to assess? A stupid person just attacked our friends. It's like, let's kill them.
Yeah, but I mean, there are
Not
like
kill.
better ways of doing that versus others.
I know, just
That is, let's see, a 9.
Okay, you get to ask one question.
Cool. Let's see, assess the situation. Right. How can we best end this quickly?
Convince Locus that really isn't good.
That what isn't really good?
Gert.
Gert.
Oh, Gert.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, on the session when you hear Gert switched the identity chip that you carry, they carried Rana and Gert switched their identity chip over. That's how Gert got abducted by Unity, and now Rana has a bounty hunter chasing them.
Okay.
I'll leave you to think about that for a moment, and let's see how Domatron reacts.
Yep.
I look inside the room and I see Danger Beam just try to like become big and strong and everything, but it kind of failed because I can see her hands are still on like the person, Aegon, and I like think, should I attack or should I take her place? Because that's more important. But in the end, I'm gonna attack. I'm gonna attack all the things that are attacking Rana in an attempt to defend Rana.
Excellent. So you're rolling with Savior for defend.
All right, it's Savior. That's not good. I think I have a plus. Yeah, Defender. When you live to defend your love or rival, plus Danger instead of Savior. Haha.
Woo! You're the best. Also, Danger Beam, you're the best.
Yeah. We will destroy. Ooh, that's a lot. 9 plus 2 is 11, but I'm also afraid, which I think gives negative. Oh no, it doesn't give anything to saving people. Does insecure? Yeah, insecure does give -2 to defending someone. So it's just what's on the dice. Which is a 9.
Uh,
79, it costs you exposure of the danger or escalated situation. But I also need to pick one. So I'm gonna clear a condition because I have too many. I'm gonna clear afraid because I'm not. And I am going to expose myself to danger. I basically run in front of Rana while Rana is fighting and stand there.
so you leap down right in front of Locust, spinning around with their weapon. Just before we do this, because now the team is together, I'm going to add one into the team because you're into the foe, a battle against a dangerous foe. Does the leader have every influence over everyone of the team? Harmony, have you still got influence over everyone? Are you the leader in this
Is
situation?
Harmony the leader right now?
I don't
Not
know.
sure. It feels like Danger Beam is because she's took
I was gonna
the.
say Danger Beam does not feel like Harmony is the leader right now, but if that's the official word of the team, that is okay. Obviously,
I'm on Team Danger Beam.
Yeah, she also took the. She started.
So Danger
so-
Beam started it. So does Danger Beam have influence over
Entirely.
the team?
I don't think I do. I
Not
think
me,
someone
no.
took it away. Yeah.
Okay. So does everyone have the same purpose in the fight? I'm going to assume that the
I'm
answer
not
is yes.
100% sure what our purpose in this fight is.
Stop Locust from hitting on
From like
Rana.
killing Rana.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the
save
thing
our
is,
teammate.
nobody's really updated me on the fact that there's someone
that
here
she's looking for him.
specifically
So
to
look,
kill Rana.
Then we don't have the same purpose in the fight. Does
No,
any
my
member of the
purpose is
team
to defend
mistrust the
Egan.
leader on the team?
No.
No, not yet.
Okay. Is your team ill prepared or off balance? Yes. Remove a team.
Very.
So nothing into the team. Dysfunctional emo superhero to the rescue.
I mean, I have a thought of how to act on that, assess the situation I rolled.
Just before you do that, I would like
Okay.
I would just like Domatron to take a powerful blow, please.
Easy peasy. Probably gonna get 12.
Oh, Dave,
Mhm.
sorry to backtrack a sec. When we had our little touching moment, you said to look at our team moves before you
Yeah.
interrupted us.
Yeah.
On my vulnerability move, it does give the person I opened up to influence over me. So Danger Beam should have influence on me just now.
Yay!
One
That's
in
one
the
team.
team.
I
We
got a
just
9,
never
by
got.
the way.
Sorry, we just never got around to fully resolving that bit.
Sorry.
Oh, so
I'm
Danger
gonna
Beam's
freeze for-
supposed to resolve hers.
Yeah.
Mine was just to
So do it
take an
first.
XP,
Oh.
and I did. So
So there's one in the team, but take that powerful blow, Domatron.
Yes, I did. I got a 9. 8, 9, 9. I got a 9.
Oh, what are you
Great,
going
I
to do?
always-
Are you going to
always-
lash
always.
out verbally, give
Let's
ground,
see.
or struggle past the pain?
I am going to lash out this time and provoke a teammate to foolhardy action or take advantage of my influence to inflict a condition.
How do you do that?
Like, I don't know what those things are actually doing, but I want. Oh god, inflicting a condition on someone is mean. So no, I'll just lash and I will provoke. Basically, what I'm doing is say like, don't just stand there. Do something at Harmony. And I think I need to roll provoke.
No, you're specific. Well, you're taking advantage of your influence to.
No, it's
so you're
or.
provoking.
I-
Or provoke.
yeah, I
Yes,
provoke.
yeah, provoke.
So I basically tell Harmony, stop counting and start attacking.
Roll your
Basically.
provoke.
Yeah, that's not gonna work anyway, but sure. Provoke, what is it? +1?
Your provoke is plus superior.
Then I think if you're taking advantage of effectively you're
No.
rolling like,
10. I just rolled a 10 in my provoke, so
They are provoking a teammate towards foolhardy action.
Right.
So 10 plus.
so yeah, if you do it, we add the team, and if you don't do it, you mark a condition. And what I said is basically stop counting and start attacking.
I suppose I'll have to mark guilty because I'm not going to let Domatron provoke me into a fight we don't need to have here. Because my thought is that we have comms with the ship, right?
Yeah.
Because yeah, I think I'm gonna try to patch us through to the Raptor. Because I mean, if this bounty hunter doesn't believe any of us that this is not Gert,
Don't forget you mark a condition, though. 'Cause
I did.
You refused.
I did. I marked guilty. If they don't believe any of us, I mean, like, if the Raptor is willing to say yes, that is, we'll see if this works. But I feel like, is this a case of me seeking out one of the characters named in my?
It certainly is. You're asking the Raptor to step in. Definitely.
Yep. And I'm taking a +1 from my extra, from my SS. So let's hopefully this will work. And that is a 10.
Okay. To which point, sort of the Raptor sort of responds in their gruff voice, going, "What is it, Harmony?"
So apparently we have a bounty hunter here who apparently, I don't know, has some weird speciesist thing. They can't tell frogs apart. They think Rana is someone named Gert and is trying to kill them. Like, they don't believe us, but, you know, I figure they might believe someone actually famous.
So the Raptor says, "I am the fear of the cosmos. I bring terror to the unjust. I am not famous." But the hologram appears in the room in front of the bounty hunter and says, "I am the Raptor, and that is my ward. You are mistaken."
That message is being approved by the Raptor.
I just unlocked my moment of truth.
Said, "Step away from them, or you will face my wrath."
I'd like to use said moment of truth right now. If no
Yeah.
one objects.
Go for it.
So I'm supposed to read it out loud first, I suppose. You fought, struggled, and worked so hard to figure out who you are, whether you're just the same as your future self or whether you're different. But right now, that's all out the window. The distinction between your future self and your present self vanishes in the face of the trial before you, and you become exactly the powerful, adamant figure that everyone fears or hopes you will one day become, including presumably all these rock people who think I'm a goddess. You can do exactly what your future self could do, and everyone around you sees them in you more clearly than ever. Of course, after this, it's going to be hard to treat you as two different people. I'm not really sure how that factors into this, but that's okay. Something snaps into focus, and suddenly you're a full thing, true and complete. You'd never have known how fragmented you were before, if not for here, this moment. You're not a series of individual lessons. You're not a series of subroutines and programs. You're, well, not a person or human. So this must be what it's like to be an elemental. And this fullness, it gives you control over yourself, a unity of purpose that you've never experienced before. I didn't write this. It's not my fault it's so long. Of course, now that you're showing off all your potential, it's only a matter of time before someone comes forward to reduce you to a machine / ember again.
Harmony stepped away for a second. I think moments of truth are important enough for everyone to be here. So why don't we take a 5-minute break and come back, and then you can moment of truth your socks off, Pill. Okay, so we'll come back for 10 past the hour.